Hey, have any of you guys seen that cell phone that I brought back from the fourth dimension? I looked all over the place for it, I can't find it anywhere. And I could have sworn that I left it right here on the desk. But it's like it just vanished into thin air or something. It's weird. Anyway, surprisingly decent impact this week, and by decent, I mean that aside from the ridiculously short matches, the writers didn't really do anything that by all rights should get them institutionalized. First off, Scott Hall has been fired and the band have been stripped of the tag team titles. Thank you. They started a tournament with the winners going on to face the Motor City Machine Guns at Victory Road for the now vacant championships. That's all perfectly fine. I have no problem with that. But one thing I was kind of wondering about was why, if you strip the band of the titles, you would then enter them in the tournament, thus giving them a chance to win the titles back if the whole point in the first place was to punish them. That didn't really make much sense. I mean, they should have just put Generation Me in that spot, but it's not a huge issue. They were eliminated in the first round. They're not going to win the titles back, so the whole point is moot. Also good, they're getting an early start on the Victory Road hype. They announced a good chunk of the card on this show, and they hardly ever do that this early. So maybe the pay-per-view build-up will be better this month. Maybe. X Division. Holy shit, we actually have something that resembles a storyline in the X Division all of a sudden. We saw Doug Williams have a really nice match with Max Buck, and then Brian Kendrick came out. I think I said in the last video that I'd get behind Doug Williams as the X Division champion if they just devote some time to him. And for now, it looks like maybe they might be doing that. I don't know how long or even if that'll continue, but you know, it's encouraging to know that this Brian Kendrick feud isn't over yet, because he looks like he's really starting to catch on, and they had a pretty good match at the pay-per-view, so I wouldn't mind seeing them go a few more rounds. Next, Abyss. Abyss finally turned heel. Thank God. I've read the taping results. I know what happens next, and this has needed to happen for a very long time. This Abyssomania garbage was just sucking the will to live right out of me. So I'm very happy they finally put an end to that. To be honest, I don't really care about Abyss anymore either way at this point, or his signature hardcore spots for that matter. You know, thumbtack spots, barbed wire bump, broken glass bump. I don't care about it anymore. But a monster heel Abyss is a hell of a lot more tolerable than the Hogan fanboy Abyss was, and he chokeslammed Jeff Hardy off the stage through a table, which was pretty cool. So that's good, and that's a big improvement over what they were doing before. Something I did not like so much was the official introduction of this new group, Fortune. I like the group itself a lot, but they basically started with Ric Flair dressing everyone down and talking about how the Four Horsemen were so much better than they are. I mean, which was very, very strange, to say the least. I mean, you could say that maybe he was doing it to light a fire under them, I guess, since they have been losing a lot of matches lately, but it just, I don't know, it just seemed like the worst possible way you could introduce a new faction, almost like they were being set up to fail. I really don't understand what they were going for there at all. Speaking of losing matches, you had Desmond Wolfe lose to Jay Lethal in about 3 minutes. Now granted, that does make Jay Lethal look awesome, but Desmond Wolfe is just being made to look like a chump right now, and I don't like it. I mean, Jay Lethal comes out in the opening segment, he pisses off Ric Flair, Wolfe challenges him, Flair says that if he doesn't beat Lethal, then he's out, and then when the match starts, Wolfe spends the whole time yelling at Chelsea at ringside. Okay, why was Chelsea even out there with him? I mean, after she screwed him over at Slammiversary, that really should have been the nail in the coffin for that relationship. I mean, why would he even want her there? Why would he trust her after that? And I don't have a problem with him jobbing to Jay Lethal, but to have him job that quickly after like 3 minutes just makes him look ridiculous. And Desmond Wolfe is a future world champion. If, you know, in any logical universe he would be. So he should not be jobbing that quickly to anybody. And that was a big problem all over this week. I mean, the matches were even shorter than usual. I mean, I think the main event only went something like 3 minutes. And the longest match on the show only went about 6 minutes, and it had Kevin Nash in it. When Kevin Nash is in the longest match on the show, that's not a good thing. Alright, Samoa Joe versus Hernandez. That's another match that really should have been longer. You know, Joe and Hernandez could be a big potential money feud, and TNA just don't get it. They just threw it away in like 2 or 3 minutes again with no build-up, just like they did in that match they had last summer. I mean, Hernandez gets pinned after a low blow from Morgan and one suplex from Joe. It just makes him look so damn weak. I don't understand why they insist on these TV matches being so damn short, because they're really doing the wrestlers a disservice. I mean, you can't get a guy over by just having him work like 2-minute matches all the time. It's just stupid. Especially when they're allocating so much TV time to Sting and Jarrett, a feud that I don't think anyone outside of TNA management even cares about. I mean, the segment itself was perfectly fine. Jarrett cut a good promo. They hyped the match for next week's show, which they hardly ever bother to do. But I just don't see the logic behind devoting this much time to two guys like this. I mean, didn't Sting's performance at Slammiversary tell you that perhaps the time has come to start de-emphasizing his role on the show? Jeff Jarrett, same thing. That guy's been overexposed for years. So, I guess taking everything into account, wasn't really a bad show this week, but they really need to streamline and focus. The matches need to be longer. I'm becoming conditioned to think that the TV main events are going to suck no matter who's in them, because no matter what, I think that they're never going to get enough time to deliver anything. I mean, when you've got an overrun, there's no excuse to have a main event this short, especially when it's between 3 of your supposed top guys vying for a shot, for a title shot at the next pay-per-view. And they really need to stop giving so much TV time to the wrong people. Less is more when it comes to Jarrett and Sting at this point. So I think that's everything. Yeah, I guess that's it. At first glance, Victory Road looks better than Slammiversary did, and the rest of the taping results don't look that bad, so maybe this will be an improvement over last month. Who knows? Before any of you ask, I have heard the rumblings of Spike TV possibly giving TNA more TV time so they could add Xplosion as a second weekly show. As I understand it, they're like totally revamping Xplosion, making it more of making like more original content and putting JB in the announce booth, getting Mike Tenay out of there, maybe doing more actual storylines instead of just having it be a recap show, which I believe it is in Canada. Not really sure, but so yeah, that seems to be the direction they're heading in with Xplosion. That would be great if it happened, because they really need more TV time. I mean, if they got it, they could stop cramming so much stuff into Impact every week and spread it out a lot more. Or more accurately, they would have the opportunity to do that, but realistically, I don't think it would affect the Impact show at all unless they made changes to the writing team. Because those writers have the formula that they like, and they don't seem to want to change it. Everyone thought that they would stop cramming so much stuff in when they moved to 2 hours, and that didn't happen. Now it's just more of the same stuff, just with a 2-hour time slot. So if anything, I think Impact would stay about the same, and Xplosion would probably be the 1-hour show with 2 hours of content to Impact's 2-hour show with 3 hours of content. But it would mean more screen time and exposure for the young talent, and how can that be a bad thing? But for now, it's all speculation. We'll just have to wait and see what develops on that. Anyway, that's it. I'm done for the week. So you guys take care. I gotta go find that cell phone. I mean, if that thing falls into the wrong hands, well, let's not even go there. All right, I'm done. See ya. Bye.